All right, hello everyone, and peace of the Lord to all of you. Please invite your friends and let us have some good time together. First of all, we have a very great news. The Israeli army is doing a great job. And I just posted a picture from the Golani fighter groups in the IDF. They are posing in the so-called Hamas parliament. Imagine Hamas had parliament. Anyway, Hamas parliament. Who agree? Everybody. Who did agree? Nobody. Anyway, like it was it's always good to hear good news, and this is a proof that everything we saw in the news. I don't want to use like trashy language. First time I heard the word bullshit, it was in USA. I did not understand what is bull, and like I get the word shit, but what bull? But anyway, so you learn from here that what they say to you in the news is absolutely the bullshit. Excuse my language. Al Jazeera TV and every scumbag TV, and they bring to you an American military expert. Like, listen, this is an American. This is a British guy. This is a Canadian officer. And all of them, they start telling you about the difficulty and how impossible it is. How what? How impossible for the Israeli to go there. Like you see in the Jazeera TV, this is just not long time ago. Israel army meet fierce resistance in Gaza Gate. Fierce. And then what happened? The Muslims, they are begging around the earth, using the trash of Europe and the trash of America. And sadly, I have to say, there's a lot of trash in the West. I saw a protest in Amsterdam, a video on YouTube. All of them, they are a bunch of hippie blonde people, and they have like a drum in their hand. I mean, it's just a joke. Like those, you see them, the Buddha style, hitting in this in a drum, little drum. I mean, what about you take your dish with you from home? So it's a bunch of stupid people who do not even know what they are protesting for, or what they knew, that there is civilians are dying. I saw Abdul. Supposedly he isn't Abdul, but he is Abdul from the trash, who support the terrorists without knowing they are supporting terrorists. About how a representative from Florida, let me see if I can find the video. She was crying. There's 10,000 civilians died. And then right away, you ask yourself, why she did not cry when there is 1,400 people died? You cry for who exactly? And on who? How come you have tears for the criminals? Because whatever people say, Hamas is the people of Gaza. And the hypocrisy, they keep saying to you that there is a civilians. And then you ask yourself, okay, who are the civilians? are they? The one they were dancing when Hamas they took over? If I play the videos that are there, you don't need me. You do not need my videos. They are all over. They were thanking Allah. Women, children, the same they did in 9/11. And then they say to you, those are the civilians. What civilian mean? By law, if you hide a terrorist, you are a terrorist. If you cover up for a terrorist, you are a terrorist. So all this time, those civilians, they work in the hospitals which is owned by United Nations. And not a single civilian reported to United Nations or to the media that those people, they are using the hospitals as place for fight.
You're terrorists.
This is the spokesman of the Israeli army. Behind him, this is a school. In fact, anyone who read Arabic can see it. Even they have, it says there in the right building, they have a printing facility for a school. And what else? Let us see.
Who is the head of the operational naval operations that led the raids into Israel. His house is right next to a school. His house is 200 yards from the hospital of Rantisi. Next to his house, there is a tunnel.
This is the tunnel going under the hospital of Rantisi. Which means now the Israeli
army
I
want to show you an operational tunnel. The tunnel is built with electricity. We first saw the solar panels, then the electricity goes here, and it goes down directly to the tunnel. Now you can see the tunnel. You can see the tunnel. The tunnel is let down more than 20 meters down. The robot found a door that is bulletproof.
Guys, look how, look how this tunnel, do you know how much this cost? This is very deep. All is concrete, done in a very nice way, and if you can tell, there's an elevator. Do you see the elevator weight? Electricity, water is coming from the hospital. All of this is coming from the donation, which is coming from the stupid nations like Europe and America. American until now, they are sending money. Even now, those donkeys in America, they're still sending money to so-called civilians. But isn't it Hamas are civilians too? What do you mean civilians? You give them money, they curse you second day. If there is one single person in Gaza, don't curse America. If there is a single person in Gaza, don't curse the West, all the West. Every single Western person, unless you're a Muslim. Western are stupid, mental people. And I'm speaking in general about those liberals, and most of Europe today are liberals. You know, in Europe, there's a trend. If you are a conservative, a rich man, Christian conservative, they call you far right. They have title for you, you know, to frame you. Far right, right away. If you speak against Islam, you are Islamophobic. Title right away, so they can, you know, duct tape your face like, you know, he is nobody. This is Islamophobic. Oh, this guy is a far right. So he's fascist. He is a Nazi. They give you all the title they want. But in reality, they are the fascists. They are the one who support Hitler and the people of Hitler, because those are the people of Hitler. You know, when the United Nations sent money to Yasser Arafat, now he became the president of so-called Palestine because the stupid Israeli, they signed an agreement with him. Yesterday he was a terrorist, the day after he became Mr. President. This is how stupid the Israeli. This is how desperate they are for peace. They thought they can have peace by signing an agreement with those evil people, terrorists. So they signed an agreement. What Yasser Arafat did, the first book he printed for free by the money which is coming from United Nations was the book called in Arabic Kifahi, for Hitler, My Struggle, and was given in every school. You will find the picture of Hitler everywhere. Western, not only they are mentally ill, and if you are a Western, don't be upset from me, you know I'm talking about who. They have a very short memory. If you go and watch the videos we are talking about, we will see that those civilians, they were dancing, praising Allah. If I search right now, for October 7 attack, am I going to see fighters dancing or civilian dancing? The fighter they were killing, the civilian were dancing. I'm just, you know, trying to find a video. YouTube will not give us like, you know, your video is not rated, so I have to see them before I put them. They were dancing, they were looting, they were celebrating, happy and excited. We found this one here. Palestinian, you know, look at the titles. It says a group. What is that, a group? I mean, the group. Palestinian in Gaza Strip celebrate Hamas attack. So the fighter of Hamas already, they are inside Israel right now. And who are they, those people here? Those are the civilians going in the street by cars, stealing from Israel, dancing and praising Allah. See how many civilians are celebrating? Happy. It's a happy day. Peep, 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 peep. They just won the game. Those are the civilians. So is the civilians are part of the attack or they are not? What civilian mean? Let us go back. This is another civilian video. Hold on. I mean, look how all of them, they are civilian. There is not a single one is holding a gun. All of them, they are civilians. Allahu Akbar. Those are the civilians of Gaza, and this is Gaza. And he is singing to who? Al-Qassam. You know he is singing? He was singing to Al-Qassam. The Qassam is the one who did the attack. It's the name of the brigade of Hamas. And then they say to you they are civilians. All of them, they are civilians. Here we find more civilians celebrating. We will go back to the tunnel under the hospital just to show you the civilians. The civilians, this is Hamas chief. Celebrate. Celebrate where? In Qatar. You know, this is where the terrorists live and enjoy it. You know, in fact, Israel should attack Qatar before they attack Gaza. They should hunt the filthy ruler of Qatar because he is behind all this garbage, him and the Iranian and Erdogan. They are showing him the attack, and those are the civilians they are celebrating. Do you see the civilians? The civilians, they start beating the kidnapped women and children from Israel. Those are the civilians. Look at the children. Do you see the civilian? This is a child. He's a civilian. All of them, they are civilians. All of them. This is a civilian too. And this is the title of the video. Hamas chief prostrate in joy as Palestinians celebrate attack on Israel. So, you know, those Western, the blondie Western people who lost their mind, they have more rings in their nose and their ass more than the rings is inside their brain. Actually, their brain is flat. They have no rings. They keep talking about protecting civilians when every civilian, every single civilian was so happy for the death of 1,400 civilians. But yet, they are civilians. You can kill the Jewish civilian, but you cannot kill the armed civilians in Gaza. Now let us see what they found in this tunnel. Shall we see? Let us watch it together.
It's explosives proof, so it looks like a hard evidence, a clear evidence. The hospital of Rantisi. Next to his house, there is a tunnel. Now I want to show you an operational tunnel. The tunnel is built with electricity. We first saw the solar panels, then the electricity goes here, and it goes down.
I assure you that the solar is donated by the Western. I will shave my 27-meter long beard if the solar is not donated by the donkey of Europe.
Directly to the tunnel. Now you can see the tunnel. You can see the tunnel. The tunnel is let down more.
Somebody saying, CP, why there is Palestinian children in Israeli jail? The answer is very simple. You arm children, and then they go and they shoot. They just 3 days ago, they killed a Palestinian. He is 13 years old. Why? He said the child. He stabbed a policeman to death. So those scumbags who come here and say, why the Israeli, they have children in jail, Palestinian children. They are not children, they are criminals. And you are a potato. So they are children when they play with toys, not the children when they play with bombs. A child is somebody holding a Barbie, not somebody shooting with gun machine. Why there is a children in the Israeli jail? Huh? Well, let me ask you the same question. So the Israeli, they capture the terrorists, doesn't matter what their age is. And the real criminal is the one who made a child carry guns to go and shoot Israeli. Why the Hamas, they kidnap someone is 8 months old? 8 months. Is that because the poo-poo in his diaper? So always they play victims. And they brainwash the stupid European. You know what? I don't respect European no more. I don't respect all liberals in the world. America, Europe, it doesn't matter where you are. All of you are a piece of shit. All of you are brainless. You call yourself liberal, but the fact you are not liberated at all, except from one thing, your brain. And your sense of humanity. So you see only the people of Gaza as a human when the fact they are acting like beasts. But the Israeli, you know, the Israeli, they put a fence around Gaza. Oh, you stupid Abdul, this is their borders. They said to them, go and have a country. The Israeli said to them, this is your country, go, live alone. You have government, you have a police, you have etc. No problem. And still they cannot be saved from their hands. What do you want them to do? So if they leave them alone, the terrorists of Gaza, they will not leave the Israeli alone. Every day there is a stabbing, every day there is a rocket, every day, non-stop. If you go right now and check the word stabbing in Israel, just do it and see how many stab is done just last year. Oh, people of Gaza, they are oppressed. How you can be oppressed if you live by your own? And the Israeli can't even go inside your territory. Who's going to oppress you? Oh, they are jailed. They have a border with Egypt. They have a big Muslim country. It's called Egypt, in the size 20 times bigger than Israel. And not to mention, by the way, Gaza was always part of Egypt, but even Egypt don't want it. In case you do not know. Gaza was always ruled by Egypt. After the Israeli never want to rule Gaza. They want Gaza. After the war, 1967, where so-called Arab, my people, they ate their shit and they lost horribly. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, you know, and they went to war, and then the Israeli small tiny army made of them shish kebab. And they lost all of Sinai. And they lost all of Jerusalem. And they lost all the way to the lake of Tabaraya. Until that day, the Israelis just say to them, let us have peace, come on. Why you keep attacking us? Let us sign peace. Still, they don't want peace. They want to throw the Jews in the ocean. And the funny, by the way, one thing about the Arab, this is why I'm proud to be an Arab, we always celebrate being losers. If you go in the Middle East, they celebrate every war with Israel, but they lost. Every war they have with Israel, they lost miserably. Every single war. And yet they have celebration day for it. They are the most weird people ever. I remember I asked the teacher, I mean, you keep talking about we lost this and we lost this and we lost this. So why tomorrow we have celebration? He was talking about tomorrow. Don't forget we have celebration. I said, so what this book we have here? Like it says, we lost this in this day. We lost this in this day. We lost. I mean, we lost lands in massive size. We lost even Jerusalem. So what we are celebrating exactly? We are celebrating the war. What? What we are celebrating? The war. They celebrate the war. And they did the same in 1973, October 6. See, Hamas, they changed the day to October 7 to make it on Saturday so the Jews will be asleep. But in October 6, 1973, it was Saturday too. It was a holiday. So they thought, and actually they surprised Israel. Actually, if you see the story about how the war in 1973 happened, it's an amazing story. The Arab, they have a meeting, and they decide to make it surprise, so nobody, no spy, can give the Jews the news, because they knew that the Israeli intelligence, they have a lot of spies. So nobody knows, except only the president, not even the military defense ministers. The code was sent, this is the plan, is to send the code, a code for war, to start. So they send the code from Jordan and Syria to the Egyptian. Guess what? The Egyptian Minister of Defense was in vacation. And they change the receiving code every 24 hours. So when the new code came, they could not receive it because the details for it, which mean to translate the code, mean nothing to them. Because the minister, he did not update with the code which should receive. So when they start the war, it was messed up. This is the beginning. And even when they start after and they thought they are successful, the Israeli get them really in humility. And then at that time, the Soviet Union is the one who get involved to stop the Israeli. Otherwise, Israel almost in the doors of Damascus. Let us watch together the tunnel.
More than 20 meters down, the robot found a door that is bulletproof. It's explosives proof, so it.
The door is bulletproof, explosive proof. I mean, this is a door for what? Not only they are hiding in a tunnel, even there, the door is explosive proof. Bulletproof.
Looks like a hard evidence, a clear evidence that the hospital direction is connected. This is a covered tunnel. It's part of the same floor and it slides down here. So it's a covered tunnel so nobody can find it. This is Rantisi Hospital.
Look, the hospital, you see it?
And this is the place where I showed you the tunnel.
This is the entrance.
I want you to see. This is the back side of the hospital. Hamas used this hospital. Tonight we have entered into this building. I will show you the evidence. Let's enter into the hospital. We're now entering into the area of the hospital where we had found the evidence. This operation was conducted by Israeli Special Unit, the Israeli Navy SEALs. This is still an operation that is conducting. And I'm showing you the first evidence to see.
Look, the poor guy, he hurt his forehead. There's blood in his forehead.
We are now in the area of the basement of the hospital. I want to show you a room where we found all the gear, the operational gear of Hamas. Hamas is using hospitals, like we showed the evidence.
The one keep mentioning the name of a Trucker Carson, he is a piece of shit too. Do you think this guy is conservative? This guy is an idiot, he's a coward, he's a liar, he's a fraud. So don't mention, keep saying Christian Prince should be in Trucker Carson. What do you think? This Trucker Carson is the same as a whore. I mean, the guy, he went with Andrew Tate. They are the same kind. He's a pimp. Stop mentioning him. Shame on you. You people are stupid. Do you think Trucker Carson really is a good man? This guy, he went all the way to Romania to meet with the pimp who rape women, he do human trafficking, he abuse, and he is proud about using women for sex. And you mention him, why I want to be in his show? Do you think I'm a pimp? What's wrong with people? Tucker Carlson, he tell the truth. According to Tucker Carlson, Putin is a good Christian man. But Putin is supporting Hamas now. And always. The only reason they are attacking Russia because Russia is the only Christian country. Look, what the heck with you? So the Christian countries support Iran and support Hamas against Israel to kill Christians and Hezbollah? And he enjoy killing Christians in Ukraine. And he sent the Muslim army to kill the Christian in Ukraine. And for Tucker Carlson, Putin is isn't the only Christian leader. Scumbag. You people worship celebrity. Those people who listen to this guy, they are idiots. You have a child brain. You don't see farther than you want someone like this guy to show you. But she show you what? And you follow blindly. All of them, they are the same. Don't we have enough garbage? Let us continue with the hospital. So now he is under the tunnel. Look what the tunnel look like. He is now not in the tunnel no more. He is now through the tunnel in the hospital.
Evidence to see. We are now in the area of the basement of the hospital. I want to show you a room where we found all the gear, the operational gear of Hamas. Hamas is using hospitals, like we showed the evidence in Shifa Hospital. In other hospitals, we are now seeing it in live in Rantisi Hospital. An operation still conducting right now. Look at what Hamas is holding inside the hospital.
Toys.
I want you to understand.
Those are Middle Eastern toys,
This
don't you know?
kind of gear is a gear for a major fight. These are explosives. These are vests with explosives. Yeah, it's a body vest for terrorists to explode on forces.
So a side vest.
Among hospitals, among patients, we have hand grenades, Kalashnikovs, and then we have the RPGs. People shooting RPGs from hospitals. This is Hamas, firing RPGs for hospitals. The world has to understand who is Israel fighting against. We are now in the basement, and in this basement we found a motorcycle. They were all used in the massacre of the 7th of October. They even have bullets in this motorcycle.
See, this is motorcycle used in the kidnapping when they attack Israel, and they put it here because the gas tank chopped with the bullet, obviously, like when they are running away. So they've been shot, and they put the motorcycle in the basement of the hospital. But why? If they use this motorcycle in the attack, why it's here? Watch carefully.
So they came back from the massacre on the 7th of October into Rantisi Hospital with hostages on a motorcycle. We're still researching this.
See, those things mostly is something dropped from the hostages. So the Israeli army, they are going to investigate and check DNA to find who is the hostages who are there, because you will see more things.
Yards from here, we find the chair, a woman, clothes, and a rope. A rope.
See the rope around the feet. There's a woman, there was a woman here, and there is a woman clothing. Mostly, I believe, they force her to take off her clothes and they dress her like a woman, like a Muslim woman. They will force them to dress like Muslim women so nobody will notice that they are the hostages. This is why, and you can tell this is like a dress, because those women, they kidnap them from their house. It's, you know, something you wear at home, very light. So most likely, I believe, they made them dress Islamic women clothing so they can move them from place to place and nobody notice who they are. And here you see the robe still around the chair. Now the Israeli, for sure, they will take those clothing, try to find a DNA to find who is the hostages was here.
Next to the legs. And look above this. Look above it.
Look at this.
It's a baby bottle. It's a baby bottle in a basement.
Stop. Do you see what it says here? World Health Organization. This is a hospital run, everything run in it by our money. Especially the stupid American who pay money, a lot of money, to the United Nations. We are number one. Actually, if the Americans stop paying, this organization will collapse. But look what is in the top of this box, electric box. They have hostages from the babies too. Most likely, this woman, she have her baby with her. And maybe this is like a toy there or something on the top. And here you need to ask yourself, is it possible for organization to have all this movement going in and going out? They are controlling all the basement. Not a single nurse noticed, not a single doctor, not a single civilian, not a single electrician, not a single, nobody noticed? Or all of them, they are covering up for Hamas? The answer is, all of them, they are covering up for Hamas. Which means they are accomplices in the crime. They are not civilians. And now you understand, when the Israeli keeps saying, our hostages is in the hospitals. Why they are in the, because this is the most safe place. We cannot hit the hospital. Same time, if you try to attack to free your civilians, the whole world will go against you. What are you doing? This is shame on you, as Shifa, you know, and the numbers is beyond the stupidity of lying. So they claim that they hit a Shifa hospital. The Shifa hospital never been hit. Not even one concrete block was destroyed. They hit a building far from the hospital. The same they did with the church. Remember when they said they destroyed the church? The church is there. And you know, when everybody hates you, whatever you say about this person, people will take it, will shout in your face. And this is one important part of the war against Israel. Hamas, they knew that Western people are a bunch of donkeys. And they knew that after they attack and kill as many they want, the Western always will carry their, you know, drum, those hippie in Holland, the hippie blonde people, you know, they have no panties, they wear condoms, and they have nothing in their head. This is life for them: sex, food, music, and then they go prostrate in the street to support Gaza. They don't even know what Gaza is. If you care for a human life in Amsterdam, go shut down your drugs. Go shut down your prostitution. You have no shame. You put women in display. Literally. A Muslim, Islam is shit, is saying to me, hold your tongue. Go hold your prophet penis. Your prophet, he says to a man, he's proud about his father. He said, tell him to bite his father penis. So Islam is shit. Go and bite your prophet penis. And don't come here again. Never. dictate to me what to say, you coward. Children kidnapper. They tell you to be, like, what language are you using? When they're a prophet, he used the F word, he bite the penis of people. They have the most filthy scumbag in history, and then when they will teach you ethic, they are ethical people, when they kidnap an 8-month-old baby, a woman, she is 87, 88, 90 years old, she can't even walk. They are ethical people. Muslims are the ethical, and then they celebrate. Because they are ethical, they celebrate killing children. They put a man and his son, they tie them up together, and they burn them alive. And then they come here to teach you ethic. They are the most ethical people. This is why, if you ask any Muslim, which Muslim country have government is not corrupt? Zero. Judge, zero. Police, zero. Okay, which country you like them? Which country you like to live in? None. Where you like to live? In Europe. What? In Europe. Between the infidels, the kuffar, the ones supposedly have no ethic. So you leave the ethical land, and when you are desperate to go to the unethical land, you must be unethical too. Their land is the land of ethic, but women cannot walk in the street without guardian, because it's a land of ethic. Their windows cannot be windows without bars, because there is no thief there. Everything is safe. You see, they put bars in every window, not because everybody is a thief, no, but because they have good ethic. The man, he don't trust his wife. He leave the house, he lock the phone. No phone. He leave the house, nobody have a phone. And if the female have a phone, you will regret it. And then they teach you about ethic. You ask them, is the king of Jordan is an ethical man? They spit at him. Okay, the crown of Saudi Arabia, King Saudi Arabia, they spit at him. Who? Erdogan. Oh, coward, liar. He said he would support Gaza, he did nothing. The bars are open in Turkey. Okay, can you give me what Muslim country? What about Pakistan? Bachabazi country? Anyone here will tell me how to talk? Get out of here. I don't want you. Behave yourself. I'm the last one. You can tell me how to talk. Most of you wash dishes to your wife, and here you want to act as a man on me? You don't like it? Don't come here. I'm not your nanny. Here we say it as it is. You don't like to hear it? Don't come here. Go watch cartoon. They watch a movie saying the F word to Jesus, they never get upset. Here they get upset. They continue watching the movie to the end. They curse Jesus 1,000 times in the movie. They never get upset. They still go and sign to Netflix and they watch Netflix. Here they get upset. They are case sensitive. Bunch of potatoes. So this is what we saw under the hospital. Obviously a woman was tied up to that chair. They have her clothing there. What else?
Yards from here, we find the chair, a woman, clothes, and a rope. A rope next to the legs. And look above this, look above it. It's a baby bottle. It's a baby bottle in a basement. Above a World Health Organization sign. This is a suspicion for an area where hostages were being held. We're now looking at an infrastructure. You don't need to build something improvisedly in a hospital in the basement. Unless you want to hold someone in the basement, you don't want anyone to see him. Again, we're in the same basement, and here we see diapers, and we see, I don't know, maybe something. We see diapers. I want you to see this room. It's in the...
What is it? Why there is a diaper there? I mean, who is there exactly? Do you think anyone will bring a baby, put him in the basement? A place has no windows. It's not healthy. You know, those basement, you know, when you have no sun, you have no nothing, is going to be unhealthy to live in it, unhealthy to sit in it. It's obviously, it's a hostages. This is a woman and her baby. They have her there in that room. Otherwise, why the diaper are there?
Basement of the hospital. We can see this area is a closed area from the rest of the hospital. We can see the ventilation air that was done improvisedly to this area. And we can see infrastructures that was built in here, toilets, shower, a small kitchen, will provide the terrorists their needs. Also conduct a hideout where terrorists take hostages and hide out. And I will show you now the evidence. You're now entering into the room where we suspect the hostages were being held. I want you to look at this room. People are putting curtains with nothing above, just wall. No reason to put here a curtain unless you want to film hostages and deliver movies. And now...
Do you understand what he is talking about? They put the curtains to make you believe that this is a normal apartment. So when they film the hostages, you watch it, you think this is maybe third floor or second floor. They are not in any basement anywhere. And this is cannot be a hospital. It's a normal house. So they have fake curtains in order to deceive the one who will see it about the location. It's a normal house. Couches, there's a flowers in the corner there. I mean, it's a normal house. So they will sit, they will put the hostages, if they film them, there, and they will record them. Or even when they make, let us say, announcement, the Hamas guy, he will sit and the curtain behind him, so the one is watching, he think behind him there is just normal windows, and they are not hiding in a basement.
I will show you more evidence. In this room, there is a list. This list, in Arabic, this list says...
This is the list. Look, let me zoom in for you, and I will translate. And those who speak Arabic do not need my translation. معركة طوفان الأقصى. The flood, the fight, the Ghazwa, the attack of the flood of Al-Aqsa. And the date, October 7. Obviously now, this is not anyone use except the terrorist. And then they have the names. This calendar here presents something special for them.
We are in an operation. The operation against Israel started in the 7th of October. This is a Guardian list where every terrorist writes his name and every terrorist has his own shift guarding the people that were here. I'm here in Gaza.
So, very interesting. And you know, those people, the Israeli, they are desperate to bring their families and their women and their children. and the whole dogs in the world, they are going against them, barking, because none of them, his child is the one is kidnapped. None of them is their family has been burned alive. And you might say the same about Gaza. Okay, let us be fair. But it's not the Israeli who attack. You see, more than 11 years ago, the Israeli and the so-called government of Gaza, they signed a peace agreement. They have an agreement. But Hamas never kept the agreement. They keep attacking them. And Israel never attacked back. Never. Until October 7. Because the crime was massive. I was going to actually make a video. If you are watching from the beginning, you might notice that I was going to show you a Muslim guy, a Palestinian. They call them Palestinians, so I will call them Palestinian. He was thanking Hamas. What do you mean thanking Hamas? Why you want to thank Hamas? Yes, he is thanking Hamas. He's a farmer. This is him. But let me change the resolution for the video to better resolution, so you can, you guys, you can read it better, because obviously resolution is not good. So he's speaking Arabic, but the one who, this why actually I did not play it first time I saw it, because I saw it a while ago, but because it does not have English translation, so I did not post it. So this is a Muslim, Arab Muslim from maybe Gaza, I'm not sure really, but he's from there, because you know there's West Bank, there's Gaza, and he is telling Hamas, thank you. But what thank you? About what? Listen carefully. I don't know if you can see the translation, let me be sure. I think now the translation is coming fine. Let us play it together and see what this Muslim, Arab Muslim, Palestinian saying to Hamas. And his donkey is next to him.
بدي احكي شكرا لحركة حماس اللي الحين عشانكم كل الدنيا شاف من انتم كيف تقتلوا ختيارية واطفال واغتساب ونسوان وهذا 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 كل.
Did you hear? بدي احكي, you know, I want to say thank you to Hamas. Now all the world saw how you kill elderly babies and kill babies and rape women and so on and so forth. So he's saying to them, he's being sarcastic. I want to, you know, obviously he don't agree with them, you know, obviously he's just not agreeing, just to be fair, because sometimes, you know, being sarcastic in different language, people, they might think is serious. It's not. He's just exposing them. I'm trying to be sure that the text is coming from your side.
عشانكم كل الدنيا شاف من انتم كيف تقتلوا ختيارية واطفال واغتساب ونسوان وهذا وهذا وهذا. كل احترام، شكرا. شكرا لكم اللي الحين كل الشغيلة من غزة، كل غزة اللي اشتغلوا في إسرائيل ما راح يشتغلوا أبدا، وكل الأطفال غزة اللي كانوا يتعالجوا في المستشفيات في إسرائيل ما راح يتعالجوا غدا أبدا.
Just wait. He is saying thank you, being sarcastic again, because of you, all those from Gaza who used to work in Israel making living, from now on they have no job. In case you do not know, the Israeli, they tried their best to make the people of Gaza become a friend to them. So they opened their borders for employees. To the point, in certain year, 42% of Gaza is employed inside Israel. 42% of working force of the people of Gaza, they were working in Israel. Then the attacks start increasing. Then it become 35%. Then it become 30. Then it become 27. Then the Israeli, they cannot take them. And even the day of the attack in October 7, more than 7,000 employees, which about 3%, they were working in Gaza. So he's saying to them, thank you. Now those people, they cannot find a job. They were making living there. They were doing fine. Where they are going to work? And not only that, in case you do not know, tons of Israeli organizations, they bring children from Gaza, Palestinian children, and take them for free to be treated in Israel, especially those who their surgery cannot be done in a normal hospital like the hospital they have. Heart surgery, something heavy duty, for free. Actually, he will mention that one of the women they killed, she was a big name in the society of Gaza. For she is famous for how many kids she took from Gaza for a free treatment in Israel. Listen carefully.
راح يتعالجوا غدا ابدا. شكرا لكم من كل الشغيله من الضفه الغربيه، يا التطوى والخلايله والتلحميه ومجانين اللي اشتغلوا في اسرائيل، كل مكولين اللي معهم لاند كروزرات مبسوطين مصاري. خلاص اليهود بدهمش شغل عرب الحين، يعني بجوز 400,000 شغيل اللي فيش عندهم شغل عشانكم. وشكرا لكم.
400,000 Palestinian people work in Gaza now, he's saying. 400,000. He's saying thank you, Hamas. Now 400,000 are a Palestinian, they have no job. They have nothing. Continue. Thank you, Hamas. We will not have electricity no more because all electricity is coming from Israel.
ألف شغيل اللي فيش عندهم شغل عشانكم. وشكرا لكم.
Somebody is saying he is from Israel. Check location. Are you an idiot? Well, all this land is considered Israel, but he's an Arab Muslim. He's from Israel. I mean, you are a genius.
هنا على الكهرباء والمية والسولار وكل الشغلات في غزة اللي فيش انتهت عشانكم. شكرا وشكرا لكم عشان رجعتوا غزة للأيام الجاهلية، للأيام بدون.
So thank you. There's no more water. There's no more electricity. There's no more phone. There's no more cellular phone. Thank you for bringing us back to the cave time. Thank you.
أي إشي. ويمكن أكثر من 300,000 لاجئ في جوة غزة. كل الاحترام. شكرا لكم. والله في هذاك اليوم طبعا ما حتلت ولا إشي، بعد يوم رجعت من محلكم. وشكرا لكم على كل ازدهار اللي جبته للمنطقة كلها.
Thank you for all the like what the progress you brought, the wealth you brought to the area. You know, I mean, you are great. We are grateful for you. And he is one of them. He's saying the truth. The one you want to kill them is the one who gave us job. They give us electricity, water, cell phone, internet, and money to make living. So what we would do now? Okay, let us see. We are at war with Israel. And so the Israelis, they stop giving water to Gaza. The whole world go around crazy. What are you doing? You cannot give, they are the enemy. They are at war. So you cannot even provide water to your own people. You want to go with war with me and my water? You drink my water. You run your TV, your weapon by my electricity. The terrorists call each other by my cell phone company. And then when I stop it, they say, shame on you. This is a war crime. We give them hundreds of thousands of jobs. And then when we kick them out, we say, no more of you here. After what you are doing. They say this is a war crime. Did you see the humility? How they kick out the Palestinian employee? What do you want them to do? Give them hugs? You just killed their babies. You just raped their women. If you ask anyone in Gaza, what is exactly the economy of Gaza? There is 2 million people there. What is their economy? What they do for a living? Nothing. The organization which we showed you, is the one who pay for their food from our pocket. This is what they do, making baby, having sex. You will find the average. I saw a video, an older woman. She said, I have 26 babies, 26 children. Where I'm going to go? What the heck? One woman, she have 26 children. Just one woman. You know, even if you are in a rich country, when you have such a population increase so fast because you have rabbit, you are not rich no more. Osama bin Laden, he had 61 brothers. Only. No job, no education, no high school. Most of them do not know how to read, how to write. When they have babies, they throw them in the street, throw rocks at the Jews. You get older, there's no job for you. You join Hamas. Hamas, they give you salary. Someone from Israel, he said he is. He can say whatever he wants, even if he is. Did you see the video of the women from Al-Shifa hospital, the one I posted? This is a Muslim woman wearing the hijab. She worked in the hospital. And she was telling us what Hamas is doing to the hospital. She is a comedian from Israel too? This is a comedian from Israel. The only comedian I see is you Muslims. Christian Prince is paid by the Jews. Anyone they want to discredit him, they frame him. If you are a conservative Christian, they say you are far right. If you speak against Islam, they say you are Islamophobic. If a woman wearing hijab is speaking about Hamas, oh, she is paid. We know them. Don't you know them by now? This woman, she is paid by Christian Prince. She is a doctor. She is in the hospital. She's wearing hijab. And do you see how thick her eyebrows? Anyone knows why her eyebrows is so thick? Who knows why? Let us see if you guys remember why. She is a very conservative Muslim. She cannot take her eyebrows hair. She will go to hell. Don't you know that Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, he says Allah cursed the women who take hair from her face, from her eyebrows? So look how thick her eyebrows. And she is a doctor in a Shifa hospital. And she is speaking both in Arabic and English. What she said. I will skip the first part of the video because I'm talking. From the hospital. Let us see. Where the video starts, here we go. And she is saying we don't even have a morphine because Hamas is taking it. Listen carefully.
If I'm doing this, but the world has to know what Hamas is making here. They're taking over the...
Did you hear the bomb? Guys, did you hear it? Boom. Where is here? Which location the bombs is like this? This is in Alaska. This is not in Gaza. Did you hear the bomb? carefully.
I believe I'm doing this, but the world has to know what Hamas is making here. They're taking over the entire hospital. They're taking over the fuel, the medicine. I have nothing to treat with. I have to fix a fracture for a 5-year-old boy without morphine because Hamas took it to themselves. Ya Allah, please, if you...
And she is Korean Allah too. I mean, obviously she is a Buddhist. And she's a comedian, right?
Ya Allah, please, if you hear me, please, leave, run away, don't stay here, please. يا عالم يا ناس اطلعوا من هون اطلعوا من الشفاء.
She is saying, oh, people in Arabic, please get out of a shifa because there's a lot of civilian around, you know. And I don't know about what's now in the Shifa hospital. Let me give you the video, the one who's asking for the video. It's on my channel. The video is on my channel. This is what happens when you don't subscribe. We don't ask people to subscribe because, you know, this is your business. For me, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't add anything to me if you subscribe or not. I'm not like those people who are desperate for subscribe. You know, I don't even mention it. But if you want to see what we post, subscribe. This video here, the spokesman of the IDF, he was recording in the Rantisi hospital. But look what that means. I was really surprised when he said Rantisi. If you remember, in the previous video, if we go right now and search for Al Shifa Hospital, this is a Shifa hospital. Let us zoom out so you can see exactly where we are talking. But this was just 2 days ago, right? I was live 2 days ago. And this is in the center of Gaza. But now, the Israeli army moved really far distance from a Shifa hospital, which is telling me that the Hamas is extremely collapsed. Not only collapsing, I mean, they are losing ground so fast. So now we go to Al-Rantisi. Do you see where we are now? Do you see how far the Israeli advanced? So this is, like, the problem is, when I zoom out, the hospital disappear. That means they took the Victory Children's Hospital, Al-Quds University, actually I heard about it already. They took it. And the video we see, this is actually like, you know, in our time, our time it was like afternoon, their time it's morning, or it's like late at night. So we do not know where are they right now. But this is where the video was shot, and you can hear no fighting, which means this area, all of it is clean. You see, when you watch this video of the IDF, we heard 0 shots. This guy was standing in the street. We heard 0 shooting, Listen carefully.
is right next to a school. His house is 200 yards from the hospital of Rantisi. Next to his house, there is a tunnel.
So do you notice there is zero? Thank you for telling me about how to do it. There is zero shooting. When you hear zero shooting, that means the whole area is totally clean from Hamas. Remember, shooting can go far distance. I mean, this is a city. The echo, like, you know, you have concrete buildings. So even the sound is going to multiply. So he is talking, but there is zero shooting, zero bombing. That means we do not know really how far around this hospital they took over. But obviously all this area is clean. So he's saying click and make a point. Let us see, click. Okay, no point. Well, hold on, maybe this thing is not helping me because I have this thing in the top of it. Let us see if I can point to drop. He said the click. I see only distance, direction. I don't know. This is copy to board. Okay. Let us see now what that will do. The second I click at the thing, the exit. All right, maybe that will do. All right. So thank you for the gentleman who helped, you know, to tell me how to do it. So as you see now, we put this point at the hospital. We zoom out. So when the war started, Al Jazeera TV, CNN, even American officers, you know, this war is going to be a hell of war. The Israeli will lose thousands of soldiers. Until now, did not even reach 40. Imagine. But look, where are they now? This is a Rantisi hospital. The Israeli army, let us zoom out a little bit more. For some reason, my software is not able to grab the whole map. Let us do a little bit more. All right, I think that will be fine. Now let us open our pen so we can draw. I mean, if I am an Israeli, I will be amazingly proud about such an army. Going between houses, between high buildings, and then you lose nothing. You know, 40, I don't know if they reach 40 or not yet. I think less. But even if it's 50, 60, 70, 80, this is nothing. You know, when you go in a civil war, street to street, surprise is everywhere. Snipers, they can be everywhere. Those Hamas are very well trained. They have bombs, they have traps, they have RPG. Yet, somebody's saying 42. Okay, 42. But what is left of Gaza? 42 soldiers. If a normal army want to take this, it's going to take them maybe 4,000. So, if we are here, if you remember the previous map, which by the way, I'm sure it's not accurate because the Israeli army is not really sharing anything. But obviously, all this area here, if we go back here, all this area here, and this is where the Shifa hospital, they left only one street to go to the sea so they can drive here. All this area and the sea area is under their control. Then here they have a road, and they are controlling the road too. So the whole beach area is under the control of the Israeli. And now what we are seeing, that a Shifa hospital and whatever around it, even the Gaza city center, is by their hand. And this was 2 days ago. And now we notice that even a Rantisi, hospital, whatever around it, we do not know how big it is there under their control. So what is left? What is left is those areas here. Let us make different color. We assume that this area here is not under their control, or maybe even a little bit more. I wouldn't know. The Israeli army is not really sharing too much information, which is good. The more information you share, the more is not good for an army. That's why actually me myself, I was really upset when I saw tons of cameras, broadcasting live at the Israeli artillery, like shooting at Gaza. I mean, why you allow them even to be there? Hamas now, they knew where is it, because they see the background of the ground. They see the area. They knew exactly where is the Israeli are. They do not need satellite. The TVs are telling them where. I believe this is a mistake, like when they allow that. But now, you remember the building like last time I went live and I showed you from the top of that building the live camera, it's gone. Obviously, the Israeli, they took that area too. No journalists, no more. There was no cameras. So you can tell that the Israeli army is advancing extremely fast. And that means Hamas is collapsing extremely faster too. They prepared for 20 years. They lost the ground in 2 weeks. So you prepare for what? What exactly you prepared for? When the Israeli today, they published that they are inside the Gaza parliament. So what you prepare for? And where are they, all the army experts who spoke about the hell will open, the gate of hell will open in Israeli army if they go in? Are you going to invite them again to your TV? CNN, CBN, all the N? Those are the experts. Are you sure? This is the Israeli army. I posted this picture in YouTube. This is Al-Golani, the Golani brigade, one of the most tough fighters. They are inside so-called Hamas parliament. So where is are you dancing Muslims? Where is the Mujahideen? Where is Hezbollah? Hezbollah is sending rockets, and they will continue doing that because the stupid American, they keep publishing and saying, we told Israel not to extend the war. So it is the American, the stupid American, peace be upon him, Biden, the one who don't remember his name, is the one who keep asking the Israeli not to extend the war, to teach Hezbollah and put them in their size, in their place. But I believe strongly that the Israeli, they are going to teach Hezbollah a good lesson after they finish from this. Hezbollah, Hamas, all those, even countries who have nukes like Pakistan, they are like a chihuahua fighting a Doberman. If the war is not between Hamas and Israel, it is between Pakistan and Israel. Do you know who's going to win, don't you? And Pakistan have nukes. So how in the world those crazy, mentally ill people think for a second to do what they are doing? The answer is very simple. They notice that the Israeli, you kidnap from them, you control them. Kidnap their sons, their kids, their women. We go, we kill, we loot, we claim victory. We bring some women and children, and then if they want to attack us, we say we will kill them. They were hoping that because they have a massive number of people who they kidnapped, the Israeli will bow down to the conditions. Because this is what they do. The stupid government of Israel, they did the same with Hezbollah. They kidnapped one soldier, or maybe two. Suddenly Hezbollah is in charge of Israel. They tell them what they want, conditions. Then finally, at that time, the government, they decide to go for war against Hezbollah. They did not stop until Hezbollah release the hostages. A 100,000 resident of Hezbollah been destroyed in that war. This is the south side of Beirut. And this is what Hezbollah accomplished. If you watch the video, you will see what the Israeli did to them. They made them learn how to behave. Then Hezbollah sign agreement they will not attack, and if they attack only, they can do so in an area where a dispute about it between Lebanon supposedly and Israel. This is how you should do it. Never negotiate. They want war, give them what they deserve. And you know that you have a massive, powerful army. Those potatoes, only they flourish when your leaders are just doing politics. So I hope that as soon the war is over and they cleanse Gaza from the terrorists. In fact, I don't know if you saw the news, Biden, he is upset because the Israeli government, they said they will not let the Palestinian Authority take over. Biden is upset, but those Palestinian Authority, they have no authority. I mean, what's the point to call them Palestinian Authority when nobody respect them, nobody care for them, nobody fear them? They cannot even arrest a potato inside Gaza. So if we give the authority to the authority, who is going to control the ground? Hamas will come back. But the stupid Biden, all what he cares for is to look good in front of the international so-called pervert community. This guy, who they call him Abbas, is very corrupt. Not a single Palestinian respect him. I mean, the whole nation is corrupt. If you check all those leaders, including the leaders of Hamas, look, there is a video I saw. Let me see if I can find it. About where Hamas sons live.
بدي
Let us see. I will try to find it. They have pictures of the children of Hamas leader having the most fancy life you can imagine. Let us see. And remember the name of the video. Yeah, I need to find it. Fancy, very fancy, high-class life. And the people of Gaza, they are homeless because of them. Yeah, I need to remember what was the name of the video. Let us see here. But this is normal in the Middle East. I mean, all of those Muslim leaders in the Middle East, they give you speeches about Israel is an excuse for anything in the Middle East. So if the Iranian don't have excuse, which is Israel, how they can explain why the society in Iran is so poor? I mean, you have all this oil. Why you are poor? Why people are saying their kidney? You know, I mean, why such a country is miserable? Well, they blame the Israel. We are, we are at war. But you never go in war with Israel. You never had war with Israel. Oh, what you do, death to America, death to Israel. Same in Egypt, same in Yemen, same in Syria, same everywhere. And right away, when they see that the local community in their countries are upset from the government, they have to direct the anger to something else. So sometimes it is the Muhammad cartoon. That's it. The Abdul, he forgot, he have no electricity, he have no job, he have no food, he have nothing. His government is corrupt, he's a president, his king, scumbags. Suddenly he is now focusing on the one who made the cartoon. Oh, the Christian, they open a church in this area, we should shut it down. The Muslim, they strike and they want to burn the church, and they forgot what the government is doing. In fact, in Egypt, they used to do this each time the society is boiling against the government. So they come with something against the Christians. They have sheikhs who work for the government, and they have very huge influence. He make a speech. Did you hear there is a girl, she converted to Islam, and those Coptic Christian in Egypt, they did not let her convert. And Muslim, they come by tens of thousands in the street. That's it. They forgot what the government is doing. They forgot what the thieves, they forgot what their kids, their worth is. They forgot. That's it. Now the Christians. And Israel is just one more reason, big reason, to suck the anger from their own local government and send it into Israel. You see the Muslims in London and etc. They are so much frustrated. From who? From their own governments. Muslim community in England or in America, they they will never be citizen. You ask a Muslim, okay, why a Muslim in America, he is so crazy about Gaza? Why a Muslim in America, he go and join Taliban? Why they join Al-Qaeda? Because they believe that Islam is a nation and there's no other citizenship. So they are so much frustrated about their leadership. And this is why Hezbollah, as we see him in front of us, which is made by Iran, they need such a frustration. Why? Because now if you watch the news, you will see all those Muslim summit, none of them do anything except Hezbollah. Hezbollah is shooting rockets. Even those rockets did nothing really. I mean, Hezbollah lost at least 100, according to them, 2 days ago. The rockets are not doing anything. But those rockets, maybe they are not doing much to Israel, but they are doing much to Hezbollah. That will make more Muslims convert to Shiaism, to be Shia. Iran is doing the plan the same in the time of the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, they spend trillions in order to spread communism. People from around the world, they get scholarships to study in Moscow for free. Free food, free housing, free health, free school, free everything. Just join the Communist Party. In order to gain authority in those countries. So those are going to be doctors and engineers in the future, and then they will become a government. We support them, and then they will become our puppies. Iran is doing the same. But because they are not communists, they are religion. And the majority are not Shia, they are Muslim Sunni. How you can convince a Muslim Sunni to join the Shia? That is impossible. Unless you show them that the only true Muslims is the Shia. And this is what Hezbollah trying to do. All of this is just to make Muslim Sunni become Shia. And then Iran will take over and control all those countries. Because if you become Shia, you believe in something called Wilayatul Faqih. Wilayatul Faqih means the Faqih is the one that is say the scholar, like Al-Khomeini. He is the Imam and he have the authority. So they believe in the authority, Wilaya, which means you obey him. So Nasrallah himself is just a soldier for Al-Faqih. He don't have a command. He don't command anything. He take his command, and this is what he said in TV too. He take his command from Al-Faqih, which is who? The biggest mullah of Iran. And now you will notice that the country of Iran is not only ruling Iran, they will rule any country, any other country, believe in Wilayatul Faqih. And that's what they believe in. So now those in Yemen, Al-Houthi, he believe in Wilayatul Faqih. So now Iran controlling most of Yemen, controlling all the Shia in Lebanon. And they are trying their best to expand. This is the man who is ruling, and he is the one who controls. Al-Khomeini, he died, he was al-faqih. This man now is the one who is ruling Hezbollah. It's not Hezbollah decide to shoot or not. It's not Al-Houthi in Yemen, he decide to shoot or not. It is this man. This man, he chose the president for Iran. You see, in Iran, they say to you, election, that's a big fat lie. They bring him a bunch of guys. They say those they want to go for election. They choose them themselves. And all of them, they have to be obedience to him. And then he choose the most obedient from them to him to be the winner. There's no election. All of them, they are from his puppies. This is a very big sheikh in Iraq. If you remember him, he have more than 1 million followers, Shia. As you see, the same. Iran now control the biggest massive forces in Iraq. Why? Because they are Shia, they believe in Wilayat al-Faqih. So, religion by the government of Iran is used to control. The same as communism was used before. It's just different direction. But both of them, they have one target. Israel is not really the target. I am very sure that all this propaganda about war against Israel is just to spread the Shia between the Muslims in general. And then Iran will take over. So instead of Saudi Arabia being the center of the Muslim Sunni, Iran will be the center of the Shia. And Israel is paying the price for being Jews. That's it. Nothing else. Who is the one we can hate and they are minority and nobody care for them? Can Nasrallah says, go on TV, says we want to kill every Christian? We will not. Can the Iranian says that? No. We can say against the Jews. The Western, they will condemn here or there, but they will not do anything. They don't care for them. The love of the West or government of the West to Israel is fake. All those presidents who came to Israel to show support, they are fake. The president of France, the French president, he just said, Israel must stop. Just 2 weeks ago, to 10 days ago, you came to support Israel, supposedly. They don't care for Israel. They care for their own election. And Israel shouldn't, don't give whatever about election of the French president. Israel must stop. Stop what? Bombing and killing. And who is happy about this news? Al Jazeera. Who is the first one to report this news? The friendly terrorists, the friends of Trump. Al Jazeera. UN agency says Jews killed 30 people in wherever, as you see. The Jews, they just kill people, they kill wherever they go. The Jews are bad. That's what they want to tell you. Macaroni, he urged Israel to stop bombing and killing civilians in Gaza. You know, the Israeli, they send flares, millions of flares, they send text messages, they call everybody to leave. And then if they don't leave, and they go to attack Hamas, and then those people, they die, well, they are the one killing civilians. But they told you to leave from the first day. They told you this will be a battlefield, so you stay there, you are an idiot. This is why Israel need a leader who don't care what the Americans say. You see, many people think that the Israeli need the American. Let me give you the bad news. It is America need Israel. Many they say, do you know how much money we give support to Israel? Let me give you the bad news. Do you know how much money you pay to Turkey to keep your base there? Do you know how much money you spend in every country you have American base? Israel, you don't pay for anything. They are your biggest base in the world and the most trustworthy. You pay everybody. Do you know how much America pay Egypt just to sign peace agreement? Do you know that even Saudi Arabia, the most wealthy Muslim countries, get assistance from USA? Do you know that even China get assistance from the stupid American? I mean, China, you stupid American. Can you believe it? Israel does not need America. Let us assume that the whole Muslim want to go a war right now and America will join them. Still, you cannot make victory against Israel. They have hydrogen nukes, not nukes. They can wipe you all out. And this reminds me of Samson. In Arabic, we call him Shamshun. Do you know where the event of Samson, when he destroyed the temple, where it happened? Anyone remember where it happened? Which location? Who remember? Where this event happened? You will be surprised if you check it out. It was, anyone knows? Gaza. It was Gaza. Don't play with the Jews, my friend. Don't. Don't let the Jews do what Samson did. They can do it again and again, and you will never win. Isn't it a surprise for many that this is even, I mean, how history repeats itself? You want to fight the Jews? I say to you, good luck. But don't cry. Either you are ready for war, and you can take what war can bring to you, or don't even mention it. I say whoever want to destroy Israel, you are dreaming. They will wipe you and your nation out of existence. At that time, they have one Samson. Today, they have 1 billion Samson. It's called hydrogen nukes. Don't play dirty. Otherwise, they will throw you in the sewage. Those people of Gaza, but by the way, those are different people, not the same people. All those people you see in Gaza today, they have nothing to do with the people of Gaza and the time where this story happened. Those are not even Palestinians. They are not even the people of Gaza. They are just a mix of many ethnic, Egyptian, etc. I did not say Samsung, I say Samsung. What's Samsung? In Arabic we say Samshun. So if one guy in the old days did this to you in Gaza, you want to play with the Israeli today? Yeah, people of Gaza today are different people. They have nothing to do with those people. Totally nothing to do. Nothing to do with the people of Gaza. You see, if you ask any one of those Hamas, are you an Arab? They will say, we're an Arab. This area have zero Arab in history. Zero. Not a single time. In fact, this area was controlled, Gaza, most of the time by the Egyptian. The Roman, they changed the name of Israel and they give it, like there's different, depend on the language, like Bashita or Fista or Palestine. Why? Because they're trying to erase the existence of the Jews. The Jews always revolt against the Roman occupation. Those people there have nothing to do with those people who call themselves Palestinians. If you ask the king of Jordan, where are you from? He will say to you, I'm the descendant from Prophet Muhammad. Okay, where is Prophet Muhammad from? From Mecca. So why you are the king of Jordan? What you have to do with Jordan? This is not their land. Syria is not their land. Egypt not their land. They occupy land, have different language, different ethnic, and then they force the people to speak Arabic and even to call themselves Arab. All right, I'm glad for those who they are standing. I don't want you to support me. I'm not here the subject of support. Stand for the right against the wrong. Don't be a potato. And I'm so proud of the Israeli army accomplishing so fast victory against the devil with a very low casualty. Imagine between all this massive, endless number of concrete building, high buildings, an army wearing uniform, which make you easy target. Going inside an area which everybody hate you, which mean the civilian, they will call Hamas, hey, listen, they are our street. Do you know the building of etc.? Ah, the neighbor, yeah, you know, in the second floor, there's two of them, they are there. Do you see them? Shoot them. This is how difficult it is. Still they lose 40? Only. Now remember, 40 Israeli is a priceless. Those Israeli, they are very well educated. When their son, he grow and become a grown man, he is not the same as, I know many of you will say, oh, we should not say that, I say it. Oh, go and see it in Gaza. They don't send their kids to school. When he finished how to write, how to read, they send him to do anything. Anything. They have many babies, but they don't feed them. They send the babies to send more. Like go to the UNRWA, United Nations, and ask them, tell them, I don't have food. Come back with some food. No education, no jobs. Israeli, you will see in the army, the doctor, the engineer, the teachers, very educated people. So every citizen costs them massive time and effort until he become a grown adult. In the other side, no education, no high school, no jobs, nothing. Women having sex, making babies. So those 40, even though I'm saying they are a small number, but they are extremely valuable. That's why you notice the Israeli, they exchange 1,000-something terrorists for one soldier kidnapped many years ago. Just one soldier, not two, not three. And that's why that was a big mistake. So those terrorists, they learn, okay, all what we need to do is just to kidnap more. This is why even they printed in Gaza pictures and put it in the wall. It says, every day will be a new Jal'ad. Jal'ad is the name, the last name of the soldier. Which means every day we will kidnap one. And that was the decision of the stupid Netanyahu. He told them about a mine of gold. You want to make gold? And in case you do not know too, that kidnapping is involved money too. Each one of those, this is why you will see in the videos when when Hamas attacked, they were fighting over one person. Everyone want to grab him to his own motorcycle. Why? Because he claimed him. He got the reward. The reward is an apartment and $10,000, or I don't know, like I forgot what the video said. Look, I just searched for their post. This is in Facebook. It says, the people they need, they want Jal'ad Jadid. This is the picture of the Israeli soldier. This is, I don't know when it's posted. The people of Palestine, they want more Jal'ad. This is how filthy they are. And this is why I don't like this guy Netanyahu. He just gave them a point of weakness. This is the post Hamas, they post in every wall in Gaza. This is a picture of the prisoner. They have a picture of the prisoner, and in Arabic it says, كل عام وجلعاد جديد. Like in Arabic we say, like every year is a happy new year. So instead of saying that, they're saying every year a new Jal'ad will be. So they said to themselves, if the stupid Netanyahu, the scumbags of Netanyahu, he released 1,000 of our terrorists for the sake of one guy, what he will do for the sake of 240? He will not attack us. And this was the plan. They never thought that Israel is going to do this respond. They thought, Well, if for the sake of one guy, just one guy, we made them go to their knee, what will happen if we kidnap hundreds? So the plan was simple. We go, we kill, we slaughter, we rape, we steal, we come back with many hostages, not one. In Israel, then they will negotiate. And until now, actually, I don't trust Netanyahu. He might go to his knee again, just for the sake of releasing the the hostages. That's why I don't trust him. I trust the Israeli army. I don't trust this man. It's 1,000 better time even to sacrifice all the hostages, but not to negotiate with them. Because if you do this time, they will kidnap non-stop from you. You have no choice either. You save your hostages by the army. Like now, I heard they are talking about that you release women and so-called children, which is criminals, in the Israelis' jail. Like just 2 days ago, 13 years old kid, they call him children, he killed an Israeli man by stabbing him to death. Then they say they are arresting our children's. Well, she just killed a man. But he's a children. So now Hamas is negotiating to release all the women who committed crimes stabbing against Israeli, and the children, who they are criminals, who killed Israeli, in exchange of women and children from the Jews. And I will not be surprised if this donkey Netanyahu, he do it. That will be a very stupid move. And then what? He will be so happy in front of the people. See, I got you the women and the children. But those who you release, they are going to kill more. And now you told the terrorist to kidnap more. Because this is the deal. You kidnap from us, we release from you. If you show them that we will never release anymore, ever, no matter who you kidnap, they will not think about kidnapping because it's useless. So we are happy to hear good news about Israel, and I'm really surprised about how fast they are, their mission is going so fast. And I'm not surprised really about what this guy, he showed us in the hospital, about how the women were tied and the baby, and how United Nations is used as a cover-up. Their hospital is used as a cover-up for terrorists, which means even the United Nations is paying for the terrorist. This is why United Nations today become a nest of terrorism. Every scumbag in the United Nations supporting Hamas. And here that will go to our part as a Christians. We have a duty to support Israel. Not because Israeli are the most perfect people in the world. We are not perfect too. But this is the land of Israel. This is what your book's saying, and this is what is right. If I ask you, where is David from? What you will say? Where is Solomon from? Where is Isaiah? All the names you mentioned to me, and you mentioned to your kids, and you mentioned to yourself, are the children of Israel. That is Israel. So whoever denies that this is Israel, he is not Christian, because he's denying the Bible. He's denying where Jesus was born. That is Israel, my friend. And if there is a Christian, he did not make it clear that he side with Israel, I say to you, stay away from that person. Doesn't matter who is he, even me. Even if it was me. Because obviously, he is not in the right side of Jesus. Regardless of the Jews, how many good and how many bad, and by the way, a lot of people in Israel, they are Christians. There's a lot of Jews convert to Christianity. This is why there's some rabbis are going crazy against Christianity, but that will not make us a change. For we are supporting our faith. And our book is telling us what is our faith is about. So whoever want to side against Israel, he is no Christian. It doesn't matter what the name of his church. He is siding with the Antichrist, the one who want to destroy our churches, and they are destroying our churches. You know, this the head of the so-called Palestinian Authority. Do you know that he was the first one who sent to Erdogan a letter saying a graduation for taking our holy church in Constantinople? The first president who rushed to say to Erdogan, you did the right thing. What a scumbag. And now this is the same person, he is trying to fool the Christian to stand with his filth. And there's many filthy people, they are there. They claim to be Christians, but in fact, they are Antichrist. Before anyone else, Erdogan, he stole the church. This scumbag was the first one to send his happiness for such a decision. So there's no question that Hamas or not Hamas is the same. They are the enemies of the Christians. Doesn't matter if they grow a beard and they say Allahu Akbar or they don't. Go check it right now. What he sent to Erdogan, you can search it right now. So if you claim to be Christian and you are so proud of this man, who he was the first one to support Erdogan in stealing our holy church, you are no Christian, you are the devil. And we will take that church back. You might say this will be very difficult, maybe impossible. My friend, nothing is impossible for God. If the Lord is with us, who could be against us? Who would believe that the Jews will come back to their land after thousands of years? Who believe after the Roman and many other empires took over the land, that those Jews who scattered around the earth, they will go back to their land? It is a dream which is impossible. Not long time ago, if you say this will happen, people will laugh at you. Literally. Nobody will believe you. So yes, we will take Constantinople and we will free our holy church. And we are going to worship our Lord there. It's just a matter of time. You cannot win against us. For if the Lord is with me, who could be against me? and the security of the Jews is granted by the Lord. The Jews who they are still just Jews, and the Jews who became a Christian Jews. There's thousands and thousands of Christian Jews right now as we speak in Gaza fighting. So I want to say thank you for being here. Feel free to share my videos. Don't forget to unsubscribe if you're already subscribed, so we can make the devil happy. And let me know what you think in the comment. And for those who don't like the way I talk, I say to you, why you don't come here? Why you come here? Why somebody don't like the way I talk? Come here. You don't come and sit in my lap and play with my beard and tell me what to say. Don't come here. We don't sugarcoat things here. We say it as it is. The one like it, like it. The one don't like it, drink from the sea. And if the sea is salty, drink the piss of the camel of a Prophet Muhammad. Maybe it's more fresh to you. So we pray that Israel army will accomplish the mission with the lowest number of casualty. We pray for the soul of those soldiers. I saw many videos. They are very, you know, they have a very good, they are happy. You know, they are simply, they are not afraid. They are going to war and they are winning ground and nobody is going to stop them. Not Biden, not the president of France, nobody. Nobody. And if you dare, if any of the neighbors dare to go in war against Israel, go. You don't. Because all of them, they knew their size. They have big mouth in the microphone. But the second they say war with Israel, they put their head under the table. And those Hamas, because they are just militant, they are the government. And because of that, they can do whatever they want. They thought they can get away with their filth. But you know what? Enough is enough. And I assure you that Israel still will not have peace, even after they clean it from Hamas. Because, you know, every single person in Gaza hates Israel. It doesn't matter what they say to you. It's only Hamas. It's a lie. But at least they will strip them from the capability of attack. And maybe for a long time. And maybe now the Israelis should think carefully not to trust their neighbors no more. And this is their biggest mistake. In fact, Hamas deceived them. They made them believe in the last few years that they are not interested really in too much violence. So Israelis start increasing employment coming from Gaza, increasing numbers of people coming to work in Israel, you know, being very friendly. They deliver even the money coming from Qatar to them in bags, cash. Electricity, water, internet, cell phones. The Israelis say to themselves, well, if this is will leave the, you know, make them leave us alone, okay, good. Let us employ, you know, their citizen, so they will have a job, they will have a life, and they will stop hating us. But they've been fooled. They play as a sheep, so they can eat you when you are asleep. And this is exactly what they did, and what happened. So the Israelis say always, never again. Shouldn't you learn from history? Never trust your neighbors again. Ever. Not neighbors who believe in your death. Otherwise, you are a fool. Any peace agreement Israel signed with their neighboring countries is just a false agreement. Egypt is not attacking you because they knew they cannot win. And the rest is the same. If one day they come and they can win, trust me, they will not hesitate. Not for a second. But because they knew they are weak. And you know, the good news is, those neighbors, they will never go strong. Even Iran. It's so weak. You see, Iran, all the weapons they have, etc., they cannot handle war with Israel, not even for 2 weeks. War with Gaza actually is way harder because they are the neighbors. War with Iran is so easy. The Iranian missiles will never reach Israel. While we knew that the Israeli, they can shoot and destroy every single headquarter of the army in Iran. All their neighbors are bankrupt. And the one they have money to, they are bankrupt. They are bankrupt because they have low ethic. They are bankrupt because even their people don't like them and don't trust them. They are bankrupt because simply none of them is a leader. They are just imposters. In Egypt, women having babies non-stop. The government are desperate. How we can feed them? How we can give them jobs? We cannot even build the schools. Every day you have to build like 100, 200 schools new. Because every day the women, their legs is open and babies are coming. This country is doomed. You see, the Muslims, they are proud about population number. But population number is not a strength. It is a weakness. Because you cannot handle them. You cannot feed them. You cannot educate them. You cannot even take care for them. You cannot have enough doctors for them. There's no enough hospital for them. There's no enough building. There's no enough housing. When you grow in population, you have to grow with everything. Those countries, they grow in population and they shrink in everything. This is why their increase of population is their weakness. Same as Turkey. Erdogan, he kept talking about how massive his country is. But this country is bankrupt. Hardly he can win against the Kurdish. Saudi Arabia, with all the money they have, they could not win little tiny war against the Shia in Yemen. It's a fact. Emirat joined, Sudan joined, almost Egypt joined, still they could not win. If you could not win against a bunch of Shia in Yemen, how you can win against Israel? So I want to say thank you all for being here today. It's time for me to go and pray to the Lord that he will bring those people safe home to their family and will make Israel victory is coming so soon and victorious always. And we pray to the Jews to see the truth, and the truth will set them free. And we pray too that soon we will see Israel following the Messiah, the true Messiah, Yeshua. He is your Savior. And you need to remember, people of Israel, that the only friends you have is the Christians. None else. Even there is some filthy rabbis, they spit at us. But you notice that the Christians is the one who stand beside you when you need them. So remember that. And I hope you would do. Thank you all. May the Lord bless you. And this is your brother Christian Prince, who was serving you humbly for today. See you soon.